everyone, and welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex, and you're very lucky today watching this video. We're here with Dave and Kevin from Speedland. We're in Austin, Texas. This is shot at TRE. Guys, can you explain quickly how you came up with Speedland, the company, the idea, your background, maybe just a few words so that the audience can know you a bit better? Kevin.
Sure, yeah. Dave and I worked together at 3 different brands. First at Nike, where we met, Nike basketball. Then we worked together again at Puma. I was in Germany and Dave was in Boston. And then we moved together to go to Under Armour to help with their footwear business. So after that, I think we were looking for a new challenge, and the idea to do something on our own was interesting, a good challenge. And we love the outdoors and we love performance product. So trail running was the natural reason that we got into starting Speedland.
How tricky is it to, come up with an idea and then get the financing, get everything that builds a company from nothing essentially, and then maybe how tricky is it to design a shoe, Dave?
For sure. Well, I mean, for sure the world doesn't need another shoe brand, right?
Well.
I don't know, but if you have something to say and you have an original way to bring it to market, then that's something different. And for us, we saw this white space in this idea of no compromise. Right? So what if you could build a brand and not compromise on anything, just do the best of the best? And that's really what Speedland was born from, was this idea of bringing a no compromise approach to everything we do and creating kind of the ideal trail shoe for that. And really that stems from athletes, right? We start everything we do, it goes around the athlete. And that's how the product is even created. So that's why we started a brand, to do this with this no compromise idea.
Okay. And you had a first shoe, the SLPDX, a second one, which you have here. People don't see it, but you have it, both of you, on your feet. And now you have the third one. Fairly quick timeline between the first one and this one. Did you have already this one in mind when you started the company?
No, I wouldn't say we had this one necessarily in mind, but as Dave said, our focus is really around our athletes. And so we worked very closely with our athlete team with the SLPDX and the HSV, and we heard from them, hey, in the longer distances, I'd like to have a little bit more cushioning underfoot. And we really got that feedback around the same time from all of them. And then it was just a question of sitting down with them, going through, okay, what shoes do you like? How does it compare? How can we bring something new to this more maximal cushioning space? And so that's how the GS was born. It was really from the athletes.
Yeah, and for sure, these were athletes that were running 100-mile races. Yeah. So it's not like they were asking for more because of the distance and the time they were spending in the shoes.
So this is a great segue. Would you say that this is a shoe designed for ultra trail racing only?
No, I wouldn't say only, but I would say that is the sharp point of what we designed it for. Yeah. And then, honestly, you have anybody even just doing a 5K that's going to find enjoyment from this product.
For different reasons.
For different reasons. But the sharp point and who we were really going after and the athletes we were working with really needed it for those 100-mile plus efforts.
The SLPDX had many nice features, but one of them was the ability to decide what log depth you wanted depending on the terrain you were running on. This one doesn't have it. Is it with a specific location region in mind for those long trail races? I mean, it's called a gs-tam, so I guess the location is already quite set, but is that really the place and not too technical terrains?
Yeah, I would say the shoe is still fairly technical shoe, but I would say, yeah, to your point, that it does have a little bit lower depth, so it's maybe going after a slightly less technical terrain than where the previous models were at, the HSV and the PDX, but it still has a 4.5 millimeter depth on the lug, so still pretty deep. Yeah. And you can still cut the drainage actually on the shoe as well.
Okay. So it does have some wet regions can benefit from the shoe.
It does have some of the same characteristics as the previous.
Can you explain the tooling of the shoe, the different materials, layers? One of the standout features on the SLPDX, the feet and the upper seem to be untouched or very little changes here, but the rest is very different. So can you talk us through that?
Basically, we have the same drop-in. I don't know if Kevin can pull that out. The same drop-in midsole that we're using in the PDX and HSV, it's the same one that we're using here. So that's actually compatible, so that if you had a carbon plate that you used for the HSV and the PDX, you could use that same carbon plate for the TAM as well.
Because the TAM doesn't come with one.
The TAM doesn't come with one. You can purchase it separately.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an add-on option if you want it. But because it's a maximal shoe, a lot of runners, even a lot of our elites, maybe half the time they're running with the plate, half the time they're running without the plate, right? So it's a different product in that sense. And then the drop-in's the same, but now we have an external midsole, a beaded P-backs. So you're getting definitely more cushion than the previous shoe, and that shoe's obviously a bit wider as well. You can see on the bottom there.
Did you do that for stability reasons or also for that sort of compression and extra squish on the foot?
Probably both. I mean, I think the way we built this, we wanted the stability that we had from the drop-in to be enhanced. We didn't want the problem that some high-stack shoes get where you're on top of so much they feel unstable. So we wanted to really sit you inside this second midsole for stability, and that meant we went a little wider.
Okay. And I guess the thing I also would add is the drop-in is pretty soft, right? It's at about a 42 durometer.
Yeah.
It's pretty soft, but the beaded P-backs in this case is at about a 55 durometer, which is a little bit more firm than where you see beaded P-backs in other products. And part of the reason is because it's also for trail, right? You wouldn't want to use maybe a durometer that you use on the road for trail because that would lead to that instability.
You said this is not going to give you the same feel as a road shoe could give you with that, bedded P-backs.
Right, it's still going to give you quite a bit of energy return.
Sure.
But it's not going to, when you're loading it on the side, right, it's not going to be as squishy or compress as much.
Are you imagining in your mind a road shoe down the road, a Speedland road shoe? Is that something that could happen?
Yeah, for sure. We made one. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I think our athlete Don, who's here, set some 3 world records on the assault treadmill. We made him a version of this we essentially just made a new outsole that was, again, working with Michelin. They made us a road version of this, and he successfully wore it for that world record run. And what we're learning about that is how this performs as a road shoe, and what we think we can do there is there's a lot of road shoes, right? So for us as a small brand, we have to have a reason to go in there.
Right. Have to have a reason.
Have to have a reason. And what we're learning from our athletes is while they're all trail athletes, they do have to run on the road sometimes to get the mileage in, if they're traveling, just life, right? You can't always run on the trail. So we think a road version of this is feasible in that setting where a mountain athlete who needs to run on the road wants the great fit and feel of this product, and that gives us a positioning in road. So we see it coming. It's just a question of when.
And we would soften up the external midsole when we do that. Yeah.
To bring it down to like 45 or somewhere there. Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Somewhere there.
Somewhere there.
Okay. Just to the upper maybe as well, but small tweaks.
Sure. One big question when you announced the shoe, people saw the price point, $100 below the SLPDX price point. Is it because you're now scaling the production and you can afford yourself? Part of it.
Yeah.
And what's the rest of the explanation? The plates.
The plate. So the plate is separate as well. So yeah, there's a few different levers we were able to pull there to bring the price down.
Is that something you would like to continue going in that direction of making the shoes more, let's say, affordable? You're a premium brand and there's nothing wrong about it, but for many people that was one of the drawbacks about buying one of the Speedland shoes.
That's the line that we always want to find is we are a premium brand and we don't intend to, let's say, come down to a $75 price point. We will always be premium, but we want to make things as approachable as they can be and still have this no compromise approach. So we felt like $275 puts us within the range of the other products that are in the market, but it allows us to still tell some customization story with our product that's unique and bring that fit that everyone seems to really resonate with, to more people. The max cushioning space is bigger than, let's say, where the SL is, right? This is a really niche shoe, lower profile. This is where a bigger part of the market is, and so through the scale, through the modularity of the plate, the BOAs are a slightly less expensive version than the aluminum cap ones. Still the Li2, still the two-way adjustable. So, again, we're not going to compromise on that fit, but there is a way to make it a slightly more approachable price.
Please never compromise the feet of the Speedland shoes. One very broad question to wrap this up. Where do you see Speedland in let's say 10 years from now?
Yeah, I don't think the premise of Speedland, this idea of best of the best, no compromise, that will never change. If that changes, we won't be part of the brand anymore. So that'll still be the case. But I think we're starting down this kind of custom path right now, right? Where you can buy the plates separately. Maybe in the future you could buy the drop-in separately. You know, we could offer variations on that. It's a build of education, right? Of what we can offer and how people will understand what to buy, right? So we'll keep going down that path. And maybe eventually you'll be able to buy the entire product in pieces, right? That would be really cool, like a bike or a car or something. But that's a ways off. I think we could get into other things beyond footwear. We've talked about with the same premise of best of the best, right? So whether that's other equipment such as packs or different things, if it makes sense and we can do something that we think helps enhance the athlete performance, we will go into that space. But right now we have quite a bit of work to do still in footwear.
Yeah, can imagine. Can you just say to the audience where they can find the shoe and how to order it if anyone's interested?
Right now, it's for pre-order on runspeedland.com. And we're also in the process of opening some retail doors. We'll do a select few throughout the U.S. So I can't really tell you the names right now because we're still finalizing that. But there will be probably 5 or 6 in the U.S. and then we'll have a handful in Asia and potentially Europe as well. So these are all conversations, and we just want to find the right partners. So,
but the shoe can ship to the EU if the EU audience is interested in it.
yes. Yes, it can.
Yes.
Congrats on everything you're doing, and thanks a lot for taking the time today to explain more about the shoe and the company.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoy this. Enjoy your run today, enjoy your rides, and go beyond your limits, maybe in a Speedland shoe today. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this 2023 preview, you can find another one right here. And don't forget to subscribe here so that you don't miss any content we put out.